did you fuck this up? Like, this is a basic publisher level thing that I don't even understand how you fucked it. But you did it. And you think you've gotten away with it. And it took me 6 months to notice. 7 is technically November. Okay, but first off, I'm going to give you the game review. But if you want, I've put a timestamp in the video where you can skip to hear what this massive fuck up is for Doom 64. I mean, this mess deserves a full investigation, and I need to get in touch with the original Midway developers. And, like, this needs some actual news attention, because this is an actual crime. But in the meantime, let's talk about Doom 64. Doom 64, as a part of your Doom Eternal package, is a very well done, beautiful recreation of the original Doom 64. Monster for monster, level for level, part for part. I actually had to cut someone on the original Doom 64 and have them verify on their N64 that everything I was playing on my PC was exactly like theirs. We played on Bring It On, and we did precisely that. A unique N64 experience that many people simply didn't get to play because they thought it was just Doom as a port to the N64. The actual original name of this is Doom Absolution, and in the cheats menu of the original N64 version, it calls itself Doom Absolution rather than just Doom 64. Nintendo just slapped 64 next to it, and people didn't realize it was its own unique game. Midway took everything about the original Doom experience and enhanced it. They added custom sprites to all the monsters and characters, and they even made a custom sprite for your own character. You have a sprite. Yes, you actually have a sprite in the game. It's there. If you activate the cheat mode and zoom out, you can see it. They add a new weapon, completely new by the way, called the Unmaker. It's fantastically better than the Doom Eternal version, which you have to earn in Doom Eternal, and here you find it in secret levels. It starts out no more powerful than a shotgun, but as you level up this very unique laser weapon, finding demon keys that are only in secret levels, it becomes so much more potent that the BFG might not even keep up with it. There are 4 keys in the entire game, and they're all in secret levels with secret ways to get to them, and there's a secret inside the level to get the key. So it's a secret in a secret in a secret to get these keys to make this thing this powerful. So you'll really want to play through this and not die, because if you die, you lose the Unmaker and the keys. That's right, Doom 64 had the insane challenge of playing through the entire game without dying if you wanted your ultimate Unmaker. This weapon, in addition to this arsenal of a pistol, shotgun, double-barrel shotgun, double-barrel super shotgun, chain gun, rocket launcher, plasma gun, and BFG 9000. The thing is, because of the limitations of the N64 cartridge and the storage space available to them, there is no additional animation for cocking the shotgun or reloading the super shotty. Beyond, there's this little subtle barrel movement where the barrel kind of rocks back, just like a couple pixels, and then the sound effect as it rocks back forward, indicating it's ready to fire again. The chainsaw has been modified to have 2 blades instead of 1. It does twice the damage per second. The minigun fires faster and causes pain states in demons. The plasma gun fires slower, but it hits a lot harder, and you can visibly see it hitting harder as some enemies are actually pushed back by the impacts from the plasma. The rocket launcher has recoil that also kicks you backwards or stops your forward momentum, making it where using rockets can be a strategic or tactical thing in a situation where using them would be bad. This includes platforms that lead to pits that you can't escape, and the pit will murder you. The lighting effects in the game are insane, by the way. They match the original N64 verbatim, and something running on an enhanced custom engine for the N64. The lighting effects put GoldenEye to shame as a first-person shooter on the same console. The demon roster is mostly here. It's everything from the N64 game, by the way. Which in the N64 game, you didn't have the Archvile or Chain Gunner. They had to be cut to save space. Same thing with the shotgun animation, had to be cut to save space. There's no difference in the sprite for the shotgun and zombie man guy. They're the same sprite, so you don't know which one you're actually shooting at until you hear their sound effect for when they're alerted. There's also new demons, the Mother Demon and Imp. With the re-release, they also include a demon called the Resurrector, which uses the same sprite as the Mother Demon. It just adds on the ability to resurrect demons. There are some cut monsters from this as well. There was a female version of the Cyber Demon that would have a plasma gun and rocket launcher. She was cut out early on for fear of being rated an adult game for having a demon with breasts. And there's a Hellhound that was also cut due to restrictions of the N64 cartridge, but the animations have made it online, and you can actually see what the Hellhound would have looked like. I imagine someone might have even modded the game now that it's been ported to PC to put the Hellhound back in the game. The Cyber Demon, however, was cut. The female Cyber Demon was cut long before it got far into development. They do add a Nightmare Imp, as I mentioned before, which does 5 more damage than normal imps and comes with a spooky blue transparent look to him. The music is wonderful. It's got this really weird mix of the kind of grungy, spooky ambience mixed with the occasional just slightly eerie guitar riff, but the guitar riff is done on a acoustic or on a bass, like a bass violin, instead of a guitar, which makes it even more creepy. And it's this constant feeling of just claustrophobia that it adds to the game that always makes you feel like at any moment a demon's going to come around the corner and you're just going to be dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. Overall, this version of Doom 64 with the extra levels is exactly true to the original. And the extra levels just link Doom 64 to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. You're not going to get 20 to 30 enemies on screen at once, however, like you would in Doom 2, Final Doom, and the 2 new Doom games, because the N64 engine limitations kind of really limited them to 10 or 15 at a time, except on the Slaughter maps and the Pain Elemental. Because the Pain Elemental summons 2 Lost Souls at a time and summons them rapid fire. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to die in a fire. But simply put, the original game has a lot of limitations, and you're only going to see around 5 enemies at a time. If you want a really classic Doom experience with none of the Project Brutality or the Doom 2016 style mechanics and finishing moves and over-the-top weapons, but something you would expect from Doom 2, Hell on Earth, or Final Doom, this is your game. They've remade it for us, and it is a truly unique and wonderful Doom experience from my childhood. Now, the thing that has me absolutely pissed off. What you are watching right now is the credits. There's one big problem with these credits. There is no mention of Midway Games or the original id development team, including John Carmack, who worked on the original Doom 64 circa 1997. Despite this being their level design, their sprite work, their music, their story, all of it lifted and remastered for a remake to port it to PC, none of them are credited in any way. In any of the game files, in the credits, in the opening intro, none of it. Even the Midway logo isn't present. This is their work. They made this game in 96, re-released it in 97, and these fuckers didn't give them 1 ounce of credit. Not one. They didn't make original levels for most of this. There's 3 original levels in this entire game, and they're at the very end of the game to link Doom N64 to Doom 2016. That's all the originality that's there. The rest of it is copied and pasted from Doom 64. Verbatim. Item for item. Enemy for enemy. Level design for level design. Secret for secret. All of it. You can open your Doom 64 Prima strategy guide book and use it to play this game. Everybody remember Prima strategy guides? I do. So displayed on screen now are the actual people who made this game. And in my opinion, they should be suing Bethesda for art theft right now. No disrespect to Night Dive Studios, but Bethesda, the publisher, is responsible for making sure people are credited, and they have failed wholeheartedly. If I were any of these people, I would be suing for art theft, but that's me. It is one thing that the IP has transferred. That's fine. But you can't remaster something that someone else made and not credit them. It seems like Bethesda and many game developers want to make their monolithic game devs as a brand and not the actual people who make it. I mean, we know about John Carmack and Randy Pitchford and Hideo Kojima, for better or worse, because of the efforts they made and the personalities they portray. But let me ask you some questions. Who's the lead writer of Fallout New Vegas? Did you have to look it up? Who's the lead programmer for The Witcher 3? Did you have to look that up? And we shouldn't have to look it up. We should know who these people are and how good they are. We should know this stuff. But it ends up in situations like this where someone did something, it gets remastered, and then the original person who did it gets nothing. No credit, no accreditation, no recognition, nothing. You can't do that. Bethesda, it took me till October to realize this, but you have seriously screwed up. With that said, Doom 64 is a really good remaster, and if you're not playing it, you're missing out on a very important piece of Doom and a very important kind of transition from the first-person shooter that was the original Doom to what we have with Return to Castle Wolfenstein and Doom 3 and Half-Life. But bad Bethesda. Patch this. Give them proper credit. And you should be paying for not giving them credit in the first place. This has been Fiaura the Tank Girl. I hope to see you guys next time. Tomorrow I'll be reviewing something else. Tomorrow's a patron request. This is an overdue review, and I've been trying to figure out how to actually say what I mean without sounding like I'm just royally pissed. I want to remind everybody, this channel is supported by you guys. This is a viewer-supported channel. Without you, I don't go anywhere. Like, my Patreon is basically half of my content creation money and my food money. Most of my Twitch income is my rent. Without your help and support, I can't do this. I've been doing this for 4 years, and now we just did my taxes for last year, and because my income from this year is so low without conventions compared to last year when I had tons of conventions, that I'm actually legitimately worried if I'm going to make it through 2021. I'll make it to the end of this year. I don't know if I'll make it through next year. Not without your help and support. You guys give me a ton of help and support in my Discord server. What I'm asking for is just like, if you have $1, throw it on Patreon. Or if you only have or come to my live stream and just watch my streams. There's a link in the description below. Also, all live stream reposts are going to go to my live stream channel from now on. You won't see them here anymore. So there's a link for that too. And I'm going to be making a formal announcement on Patreon, Discord, and YouTube in the coming week. In the meantime, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tonight for, I believe this might actually be our last Redhurst episode. We'll be starting a new D&D thing on Fridays. But this might be our last one or close to it. Because I don't know, I know we're not going to be running Redhurst after November. So, last chance to get to see these characters. In the meantime, everyone have a good day. Please go vote. I don't care who you vote for, just go do it if you're in the United States. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Good night.